Jamaica deserve answers. Why is the Jamaican government giving JPS 150 million US dollars? My fiery take on fairness, foreign ownership, and Jamaica's power crisis. Yeah? You ever notice how when big deals go down in Jamaica, it's always the little man who ends up paying the price? We hear fancy words like loan agreements, strategic investments, and energy reform. But somehow it always translates to higher bills, more taxes, and less accountability. Well, this latest move by the Jamaican government, led by conman Andrew Holness, to hand over 150 million US dollar to the Jamaica Public Service, JPS, feels like one of those moments. Another deal that benefits the powerful while leaving the people in the dark. If this feels familiar, that's because it is. Yeah? We have seen it with Petrojam. We have seen it with NHT funds. And time and again, the pattern repeats. The government finds a way to invest taxpayers' money in private or foreign control ventures that bring little relief to the ordinary Jamaican. It's been a while since I've spoken out about national issues, but this one is too serious to stay quiet about. I'm Irie Myrie. Blessings to you all. The government's decision to hand over 150 million US dollar. Yes? 150 million US dollars. Approximately 23.8 billion Jamaican dollars to JPS is not sitting right with me. And it shouldn't sit right with any Jamaican who pays taxes or light bills. Yeah? Let's call it what it is. Yeah? It's a bailout for a private company that has already made massive profits off the backs of hardworking Jamaicans. Yeah? Over the past decade alone, JPS has reported hundreds of millions in profit while still pushing for rate increases and expansion incentives. If a company can deliver such profits, why does it suddenly need public funds when things get rough? The JPS story keeps, or I should say, we keep ignoring the JPS story for decades. JPS has held a near monopoly over our electricity. Yeah? It's become as Jamaican as rice and peas, except that it's not Jamaican owned. JPS is controlled by foreign investors, mainly from Japan and South Korea, who together own around 80% of the company. The company holds a minority, or I should say the government holds a minority stake. But let's be honest, it's the people of Jamaica who carry the load. Yeah? When the government sold the majority of JPS back in 2001, we were promised greater efficiency, lower rates, and more reliable power. Instead, what we got were rolling blackouts, foreign dividends, and rate hikes, just up as adjustments. Yeah? The promise of empowerment turned into dependency. The name Jamaica Public Service is almost sacred. An institution we grew up with, relied on, and believe would serve the national interest. Yet today, it feels like the only interest JPS serves is its shareholders. Now, Bad Mind Minister Darrell Vaz has indicated there is no guarantee the JPS license will be extended beyond 2027. In response, JPS says it needs $350 million for repairs and modernization. The government in turn has decided to loan JPS $150 million of that amount, all public money. So let's ask the obvious. Yeah? If foreign owners hold 80% of this company, why are they not putting up their share? Why must Jamaican taxpayers cover for the wealthy overseas investors who already have reaped years of profit? This smells like a situation where the government bows under pressure while investors play it safe. What kind of partnership is that? It's not a partnership. It's more of an exploitation. Yeah? Since when does a government rush to rescue a private monopoly before helping small business struggling to pay their own JPS bills? If these foreign shareholders are hesitant to invest the remaining $200 million because of uncertainty about the 2027 license, that's their problem. Yeah? Not ours. They made billions of Jamaica's grid already. Why should we now shoulder their risk just because they are wary of the future? So, is it a loan or is it a lifeline? Yeah? After Hurricane Melissa struck Jamaica, JPS claimed it needed financial power to recover. And again, Minister Darrell Bad Mind Vaz. I call him Bad Mind Vaz because him love use already. Right? So, he quickly announced that the government would lend the company $150 million US, taken from the $350 million pool. Yeah? But let's be truthful. This isn't just a loan. It's a lifeline disguised as one. There are no public terms of repayment, no timeline, and no transparent guarantee that Jamaicans will see this money again. Think about it. Yeah? When an ordinary household falls behind on their JPS bill, their lights gets cut off. Yeah? Without a second thought. Yet, when JPS runs into trouble, all of a sudden, the government bends over backwards to offer support. That's hypocrisy. Hypocrisy that cuts deep. The message is clear. If you are poor or small you pay. Yeah? If you're powerful or foreign owned, you get rescued. So, what happens in 2027 if JPS decides to walk away when the license expires? Does Jamaica inherit the debt and the broken infrastructure while the investors vanish with all what's left of their profits? This is why Jamaica needs transparency now. Yeah? The public deserve to see the loan agreement in full, understand the repayment terms, and know who authorized such a deal. Anything less is an insult to every taxpayer working just to keep their lights on. Right? And as if the bailout weren't enough, JPS is also planning another rate hike this December. That means Jamaicans will be hit twice. Yeah? Once has taxpayers funding this $100 million deal, and again as customers paying more for electricity. We can't accept this pattern where we pay at both ends while companies play in the middle. If the Office of Utilities Regulations, OUR, truly operates independently, it must step in to review the fairness of any rate increase during this so-called recovery period. Otherwise, it's just more evidence that the system serves the few and not the many. Where is the fairness in that? Where is the accountability? The story is always the same. Secret negotiations, foreign profits, and local suffering. Enough is enough. If this government truly believes in transparency and national development, Jamaicans deserve answers, not press releases and the media spin. We need to know, I need to know, who approved this loan and under what exact conditions. Yeah? What are the repayment guarantees? Why aren't the foreign owners matching or exceeding the government's contribution? Has Parliament debated or approved this loan? What happens if the license isn't renewed in 2027? And that may be about the third time I'm asking that question. What happens if the license isn't renewed in 2027? It's time for real action, not hollow promises. Every Jamaican should demand that the full terms of this deal be laid before the public. Every detail, every clause, every dollar accounted for. Without that, this loan remains nothing more than another handout to foreign interests dressed up as economic policy. Yeah? Energy is life. It fuels our schools, our hospitals, our economy. It must not become a playground for foreign corporations who only show up when profit is guaranteed. Yeah? So what's our next move? Let's not just talk. Let's act. Ask your MPs the hard questions. Demand public disclosure from the Ministry of Energy and the Ministry of Finance. Right to the OUR. Yeah? follow social media, flood social media, right? Create petitions, show them that we are not asleep anymore. We, the people, have every right to know how our money is being spent and whether it's truly serving national progress, Jamaica's future, our energy, our economy, our independence depends on leaders who put Jamaicans first, not foreign investors. It's the time to demand that accountability is now. Yeah? Fire there must steal. Him think a cold breeze. That's how I see it. Say it ain't so. More blessings. Thanks for watching and listening.